Well, none of them can hide from the truth, yeah. Children have to go back to the roots, yeah. None of them can hide from the truth, yeah. Children have to go back to the roots. I'm telling you now, the truth. Telling you, yeah, the truth, the truth. You have to go back to the roots, the roots. Go to the roots, to the roots. Yeah, man, you know, this is Benjamin out of the Smiling Coast, West Africa, Gambia, representing for the one and only Abu, the big man you don't know, the Soninke warrior, the man that brings the truth, Soninke warrior, the sign of enlightenment, the Soninke warrior, the righteous and the true African. Abu, reveal the truth to them, you know, no matter how them try run from it, because none of them can hide from the truth, yeah. Yes, we have to dig back the roots, yeah. Fire!
Subscribe now.
I remember the days, all those years ago that never fade away. And I remember your face when you hit the ground. I can recall the time and place on the midnight.
A terrorist event. What it is right now is their improvised explosive devices that was found, and we are working on confirming if this is a viable device or not. As Chief Kirkpatrick said, we're asking everyone to stay away from Bourbon Street, specifically from Canal Street to St. Anne.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Afridamos Report. Happy New Year to all of you. Happy 2025. Well, in the United States, it looks like, especially in New Orleans, the year started terribly with a terrorist attack. But, you know, there's been a lot of, let's see, a lot of things that are not, coming together. The pieces are not right. Something smells fishy, but that's what we are here for. So apparently, because now when you're reporting these things, somehow you can't call it exactly what it is, because they come in the media and create confusion. So apparently this guy drove a truck in a crowd of people in New Orleans on Bourbon Street, while they were celebrating. WhatsApp audio. While they were celebrating the New Year's 2025 to ring it in. So, even for the guy to be able to drive through and hit all those people, then get out and was in a shootout with the police, and so he got shot. He's deleted. The threat has been neutralized. So in the back of his truck, he had explosives there. I'm just giving you the clues that were given to all of us. So if we are getting these clues, because they said he's a U.S. citizen, born in Texas, and he's a military contractor. Are you guys beginning to see a pattern here? Back in the, a few years back, during Obama's time, another guy, you guys remember that Nidal guy in Fort Worth, Texas? He was also, a military guy that went into the army barracks and deleted all those people. If you can recall, he's also a radical Islamic terrorist. Unless they're just saying these people are Muslims when they are not, but clearly we can see. So the truck that this guy used, he drove, this truck entered the United States. Apparently it was rented through Turo. It's an app where you can rent trucks. In the news, they told us, they made it sound like the truck just entered the United States. But no, this truck entered the United States back in November. If you guys remember, that's when Trump was saying A lot of dangerous terrorists are coming in. Then the truck exchanges hands. It goes to this guy named Shamud, the Shamud guy that ran people over. So we're gonna piece all this together, and you're gonna start, you know, um, understanding what is happening. So in another news, maybe it's a coincidence or it's coordinated. An explosion, at Trump Hotel in Las Vegas. Same night. At first, they said it was a battery malfunction in a cyber truck, but no. Elon Musk came out, they confirmed and they checked it out. It is an explosion. So, why are these things happening? Who is trying to take Trump out? This is the question that you should be asking. Because if you remember, they shot him back in the summer, few months back, if you guys remember this. And the FBI, somehow that story just died. What a coincidence, right? We don't know much about the shooter. And then they brought out, you know, um, the lady that's in charge of Secret Service. And if you notice, they are all either, overweight ladies. Like, look, nothing against the ladies, right? But let's just be factual. When you hear men who, like politicians, when they say, let's empower women, or empower, especially they would put color black women or any woman. Men that speak like that are criminals. And I'll explain why. They bring along the Sims, but they have a plan in place. Because, first of all, they bring these women out. Clearly, you know that they have no idea about what this job is. None of you would hire those people to protect you individually as a person, individually. But they said these people are the ones in charge. So they brought that woman out. Clearly, the people that said, oh, empower women, and they put her there. That's for the fall. They put women because you will not be able to criticize them for their incompetence, that they cannot do the job. Because if you do, they will call you a misogynist. And many beta males have fallen for this. It's like a child. You are allowing a child to call you name because you're trying to stop this child from eating too much candy. The child doesn't know that the candy is harmful to them. But most people, you care about what is upsetting the child when this is not good for the child, both you and the child. Because if this is your child, guess what? You are going to be the one footing this bill. So that's what is happening to America. So the people that came in, I noticed they put a lot of emphasis on identity. When people do that, because they need incompetent people. And you would see that in this FBI, female's case here as well. They brought another female. The police chief, she, look, now shared that her, the police chief of New Orleans, some old shriveled lady. Looks like she is on meth. So in all the key places, they have women there. You notice in these areas where they want to destroy the men, they put the women there. Who would put these people in charge of your security? So, what the FBI, this woman came out and said initially, either A, we'll give her the benefit of the doubt, either A, she's a DEI hire who is completely clueless, she just wants the position, or B, she is truly dumb. Because they showed up at the scene. At this time, they've already neutralized the threat. the person who committed the crime. They shot him. They saw the ISIS flag. So everything that was needed to be seen was seen. Let me play what she came out to say. Here we go.
terrorist event. What it is right
So that's the new, this woman can barely speak coherent English. Yeah, this is who the FBI are saying is in charge of, their field office in New Orleans. She's got a nose ring on. She's got the black hair. So you clearly, just listening to this person even talk, have no clue. So who put her in this position? Who told her to come out here and say what she said? Because if she's in charge, she's already seen everything that's happened. Look, handling positions is not about just accolades. When you have to know how to run these positions, unless you're just there, you're being fed to go out there and say things. And I've said this here many times. I used to be a corrections officer, and they played this game. They play it like I remember I had a sergeant above me, and this sergeant, female, she is as dumb as a rock. Seriously, white lady, like she is super dumb. But because this woman, how did she get that position? Because she sued them in the past. Because, like women, mostly of all color generally, they they tend to complain a whole lot about jobs, especially these government jobs. So she sued, and the back and forth, they didn't want it out in the media. So eventually they just like they're like, okay, they promoted her. They promoted her. So you would find out a lot of these people, they just want the position because somebody had it, because they want it. But she has no clue about what's going on. I remember there was, like a female officer where I worked got deleted by an inmate. You see, when you fool yourself, because you've got women that say, oh, anything a man can do, I can do it. Okay. I say, if you want to work isolated with big criminals, hey, if you can get in, do it. But you're doing it at your own risk. So you can tell yourself anything you want. But, when the rubber really meets the road, you would find out how incapable you are. So when this female officer got deleted, so I remember when they were walking through the yard, me and two female officers, one of them is the supervisor, and she said, she's like, oh, you, thank God you're with us, you have to protect us. And I responded to her, I said, like, you're my supervisor. I said, you are getting paid more than me. I said, if you got to rely on my protection, we got to switch pay. Your pay got to come to me. And I think it hit her in the head. They try to joke it off to smile, but no, I really meant it. Because you see, when the tension really rose up, reality really kicked in. She knew, like, yeah, there's no way I can even protect myself against danger. So it doesn't mean that. So they're gonna say misogyny. So this lady here, I don't know her from anywhere. Just like the secret agent woman and the police chief, I don't know these people from anywhere. But we are seeing these people being propped up. I believe there's a criminal element behind who are very powerful, who are pushing this agenda Because there's, if they truly want things to go the right way, no shade against her, but she got to go, get job elsewhere, but not as a FBI agent, unless the FBI has something to hide. So technically, she is doing exactly what she was hired for, not for her high IQ. Let's go.
Now is their improvised explosive devices that was found, and we are working on confirming if it's a viable device or not. As Chief Kirkpatrick said, we're asking everyone to stay away from Bourbon Street, specifically from Canal.
Yeah, she can't even say specifically. Did you hear this? English is not my first language. It's the only language she speaks. She speaks incoherently. She can barely speak good English. But let a white man criticize her incompetence. I mean, do you see the game they are playing? So they propped up certain group. They say female, black, incompetent, right? But who is gonna come and say she is incompetent? Not a white man. Because when a white man does, they are gonna call them misogynist and racist. So who put her there? What are they trying to cover up? Imagine you, the person who is in charge of this lady, you can't ask her real questions. Just like when they try to take Trump out. You remember that? That, secret agent woman, they did not even go after her hard, grill her. They didn't go after her because people are afraid of being labeled misogynistic. So this right here is not a race thing, but I'm just seeing a pattern here. In the court cases, who are the people they are sending after Trump? So let's keep going.
Canal Street to St. Anne. That is my ask. Once again, stay away from Bourbon Street, Canal Street, all the way to St. Anne until we can figure out what is going on. Our goal is to provide you additional information at the 11 a.m. press conference. Thank you so much, and we will be in touch. Yes.
All right. So you see that and you heard that. I don't know why she came out and said what she said, but let's hear another response.
That we want our community and our business.
So that's the police chief. This is the police chief, the FBI, the one in charge of the field office, and this is the mayor. And you guys you still don't think somebody is up to no good? Okay, here we go.
Visitors to continue enjoying. There's so much to enjoy about New Orleans, and we are going to make sure that our routes in the Superdome are safe today for the game.
So, would you feel safe after seeing this is your police chief, ladies and gentlemen? Now you see what is happening. It's easy to find out what's going on. Who is trying to take Trump out? Like, do you want to tell me if you see this police chief in real life, you don't know her somewhere around October, you won't think she's just dressed up for Halloween? So here we go.
And yet we had this tragic event, and we're sorry again to everyone in our community.
Yeah, this other one, it looks like they went to a drug rehab and brought her out of there. They went in the most getawayest part of America and found her and brought her. So this is what these people are doing to us. Somebody is playing a trick on America. Can you imagine? Somebody is probably sitting there, like Joe Biden and his people say, hey, check this out. Here's what we do if we want to take Trump out. Let's put let's put some ghetto black woman in charge of the FBI, and we go get a white Susie from the rehab center. All we gotta do is give her a couple of hits, and then she would say whatever. I mean, they already hate Trump anyways. They hate America, you know. And I know the reason these people, the information have already, mind you, at the time of this press conference, all the information they needed, they've already got. Mind you, they've already stopped the guy. But did you hear what the so-called FBI she said? She clearly have no clue. Somebody told her to say what she said. Someone did. And then they brought white Susie over here, grandma, the same thing. Like, who even know what the hell they're saying? They're saying everything except what really happened. They're not talking about the ISIS flag. They didn't call it a terrorism because, with them, especially the black one here, she probably like, oh, he brown. We have to be politically correct. They're trying to not hurt the terrorists' feelings. Can you believe this? That's what you're seeing. Here we go.
But we do want you to go about the day, as we say, just stay away from Bourbon.
Guys, yeah, that's what happened. So now let's take a look at exactly what happened in New Orleans. And before we go to New Orleans, 11 days ago, the same type of attack happened overseas in Germany. Because Germany has a radical Islamic terrorist problem there. Like they're either getting knife attacks or getting run over. Like, this is why you gotta watch out for these events. For me, like, I enjoy walking. I love like running, right? So when I come to like a cross section, even if I have the right to walk, if a car is coming, I do not walk until that car comes to a complete stop. You know how like people, the light just changes green for you to walk. You see some car coming, you don't know if they're gonna stop or not. People, they just keep walking, la 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 la. So I understand we all should be able to go about our days, live our lives peacefully, but that's not the reality. So let's see, in Germany, just 11 days ago, people were at a Christmas event. And that's what I don't understand. These people, they say they are, religion of peace. But you notice how, they always move to European countries that are not Muslim. They have they give them freedom, then they say those people are kafir, they want to change them. They want to bring Sharia. I mean, go on the internet, they're saying this. Like, how do you leave your 100% Muslim country to go to a kafir country to say you want to, change them? So, but this is what is being presented. And, a real Muslim, because some of these Muslims, they're going to come and say, oh, it's peaceful. But no, these people are the ones even following real Islam. If you read the book, like the Bin Laden types, the ISIS people, they are the real Muslims. They are the ones following what is written, not the lukewarm ones, the ones that move to like a white man's country, in a kafir country, and live there, go to their stores and become citizens. As a real Muslim, in the book, you're not even supposed to move to a non-Muslim country and pay taxes to them. It's written there. Okay? So before people come and say, oh no, this guy is not a real Muslim, save that, go read the book and get back. So let me play in Germany, because the Germans could not even enjoy their Christmas peacefully. Just like last night in New Orleans, how they wouldn't let people enjoy themselves. Okay, here we go.
Chancellor Olaf Scholz will visit the eastern German city of Magdeburg this Saturday after a car drove into a crowd of people at a Christmas market. Police arrested a 50-year-old Saudi medical doctor at the site of the assault, in which 4 people are now reported killed, including a small child, and 68 other were injured.
Did you hear this? A Saudi medical doctor. A Saudi medical doctor. Are you beginning? You're going to see a pattern here. Let us continue.
Injured, this according to local media. Authorities call this a deliberate attack. However, it is still uncertain what caused the man to drive into a crowd. The violence has shaken the country, prompting several other German towns to cancel their weekend Christmas markets as a precaution out of solidarity with Magdeburg's loss. For more on this story, our Berlin correspondent, who is now in Magdeburg, in the site of the attack, Nick Holdsworth. Nick, tell us more about the profile of the assailant of this attack, who is still under question in police custody.
That's right. Talib A is the name that the police have given out. Talib, his first name, A, the first letter of his surname. What is known about him is that he's a 50-year-old Saudi Arabian citizen who came as a refugee to Germany in 2006, was given refugee status in 2016.
So you hear that? Yeah, he left Saudi Arabia, moved to Germany to become a refugee over there. And they welcomed him. He's like, I got to run these people over. So let us go to New Orleans. And here, the FBI have since changed their tone. Let me take you to the news and we learn about who this terrorist is.
Information pouring in about that deadly terror attack in New Orleans. At least 15 people are dead after a man drove around safety barriers, plowing into a crowd celebrating the new year. Thanks again for joining us here on ABC 7, Hulu, and wherever you stream. I'm Giovanna Lara, in for Ellen Leyva.
I'm David Ona, and we're learning the FBI believes the man behind the wheel of that pickup truck was not acting alone.
We're also uncovering more about that suspect, a U.S. Army veteran born in Texas. This as families start to come forward to identify the innocent victims. Eyewitness News reporter Niku Kazori is here with all of the breaking details coming into our newsroom. Niku.
Yeah, Giovanna and David, investigators have identified Shamsuddin Jabbar as the suspect who rammed a rental pickup into a crowd on Bourbon Street. They're now working to determine whether Jabbar had any affiliation with terrorist organizations. This video shows the moment.
So you're seeing the video, and also you know how they have those metal plates. They have those metal plates that when they're having events, they're supposed to close the streets. But somehow they did not raise the metal plates so that cars cannot do what this man is about to do. Do you guys see something doesn't smell right? Especially 11 days ago. If the same incident took place across the pond, it's all over the news. So somehow they said they forgot. Let's see this.
42-year-old suspect Shamsuddin Jabbar, an Army veteran from Texas, intentionally ramming this white pickup into a crowd of people celebrating the new year on Bourbon Street. The famed Bourbon Street now the center of an investigation the FBI is calling a terror attack. Jabbar was not believed to have acted alone in this New Year's Eve attack. Investigators learning of possible accomplices placing improvised explosive devices around the French Quarter.
We're working to ensure that there is no further threat.
So that's the FBI lady. So she eventually had to go back, because the FBI, there was like a backlash. So they brought her back out. This is not her own thoughts and beliefs. Like, I'm almost certain of that. Clearly, somebody's trying to mask what is going on. And all these women in these positions are being used for that. Just like Kamala was supposed to be used to further destroy America. She's just the face, but there are people behind who are pulling the strings. Okay, so let's hear more.
We do not believe that Jabbar was solely responsible. We are aggressively running down every lead, including those of his known associates.
15 people are confirmed dead and multiple injured. Among the deceased, 37-year-old father of two from Baton Rouge, Reggie Hunter. Police say Jabbar rammed a rented pickup truck into a crowd of people just after 3 a.m., got out, fired at police before being shot and killed. Officials say 2 officers were caught in the gunfire and are in stable condition at the hospital. Eyewitnesses describing a chaotic and graphic scene.
You hear the screech of tires, and when I turn my head around, there's like a Yukon or Escalade or something just barreling down the street, bro. I kid you not, like real life horror movie. Everything in the car is hitting. It's getting thrown. It's getting thrown up into the air and away and just or under the car.
It was pandemonium. I mean, it was obviously emergency.
You see, that youngster there, he speaks better English than that FBI woman. Have you noticed that? But let's continue.
Vehicles everywhere. Police were everywhere. Bodies. Folks were just running through the streets. Obviously, they were panicking as well. It was an active shooter situation as far as we were concerned. So we didn't know what.
So yeah, you know, that's what happened there. Let me show you when they say there might be other connections. Well, across, far away from New Orleans, all the way in Vegas, there was a explosion at the Trump hotel. I mean, is it the same people? Who knows? But I mean, the coincidence, did they wake up their sleeper cell in the US? I mean, ever since they took, shots at Mr. Trump, weird things have been happening. Last week, we were talking about drones flying in the sky around New Jersey, New York area, and, around the country, pretty much. So who knows what's going on? So let's go down there and see.
To a developing story in Las Vegas. Police there are investigating a possible terror attack involving a Tesla Cybertruck that exploded into a fireball today outside the Trump International Hotel, killing at least one person. The blast is prompting responses from Elon Musk and the president-elect's son. CBS's Andres Gutierrez has the details.
The Tesla Cybertruck exploded and burst into flames this morning just outside the doors of the Trump International Hotel.
It still looks like mortars from like a firework.
People at the hotel and on the sidewalk had to scramble to safety as fire crews tried to douse the flames.
We saw that smoke start showing from the vehicle, and then a large explosion from the truck occurs.
Police say the person in the Cybertruck died in the blast, and at least 7 people suffered minor injuries.
It was like a firework. It was popping sound, bang sound, and a lot of sparks fly.
Police moved quickly to evacuate the 64-story hotel. The president-elect's son, Eric Trump, expressed gratitude for emergencies crews' quick response. Elon Musk, the Tesla CEO, who will be leading a Trump administration advisory commission, says he has the whole Tesla team investigating the explosion and posted, "We've never seen anything like this."
Amazing, right? Do you guys hear this? So clearly you are seeing, if these attackers don't have any connection to each other, then the coincidence of all the places they go attack, they went to the Trump, the Trump hotel. So something doesn't smell right. And the FBI, they pushed that woman out there to come and lie to the whole world, then bring her back again to change it. But let's bring, Senator Kennedy from New Orleans, who, he's known to keep it real. So let's hear what he has to say about all this.
From New Orleans is Republican Louisiana Senator John Kennedy. Senator, thank you very much for taking some time out for us. We know that you're very busy talking with law enforcement on the ground. There are a lot of folks in this country tonight that are afraid of what's happening in New Orleans. And I know that you're trying to get answers tonight as police search for other potential suspects, possible co-conspirators tonight. By all accounts, with this new surveillance video we have now, with what we're learning from police, this sounds to be some sort of sleeper cell, a terrorist cell on U.S. soil. Is that what you're hearing?
Well, there's a fine line between anger and grief, and I'm pretty much straddling that line right now. If you don't believe in objective evil, all you need to do is go walk about 30 or 40 yards that way. I'm here for two reasons. Number one, these are my people, and these are my people's guests. Number two, I don't want to hear from anybody in the federal government that they don't have the resources. Now, the White House, the FBI, Justice, Homeland Security are in charge now. We're cooperating with them. I want to give them a reasonable period of time. There's a lot of information out there. Some of it is actually true. I want to give them a reasonable period of time, but they need to saddle up and ride. We need to find out what happened here, and it's not going to be covered up. We're going to tell the American people exactly what happened, and that's why I'm down here.
Yeah.
We know.
Clear, concise, and he's like precise. You know exactly what he's saying, straight to the point. No wishy-washy. Oh yeah, he's from Louisiana. So straight to the point. As you guys know, in the Trump assassination attempt, the FBI, they came out and they literally said they didn't have enough resources. So you notice how are all these things happening, and the FBI can catch it. How come this didn't happen, when Joe was about to get sworn in? Do you guys remember this? I mean, I'm no genius whatsoever, and I'm not accusing the FBI of anything, but this does look fishy. Doesn't it look fishy to you? I mean, come on. They had the ISIS flag. They had the guy. They saw the explosives. And they came out. They said it's not a terrorist attack until they got the backlash online. They came back to clear it. Credits to the New Orleans mayor. She's a black woman as well. But she came out straight. I guess they didn't brief her. There was a difference. They voted her in. She called it a terrorist attack right away. That's what she called it. But the FBI, and I know the woman, the black woman there, her face is the one in the front. I just wanted to describe the character, but she is not giving us her own message. I hope you pick up on that as well. She is not speaking for herself, what she knows to be true. She is repeating what she was told to come out there and say it in the mic. So here we go.
A lot more than what's being reported, Aisha, but they are in the middle of an active investigation, and I don't want to do anything to screw it up.
Okay.
But I'm also not going to let them take the pressure off.
Okay, got it, Senator. You did promise transparency earlier in the press conference that you took part in this afternoon. Are you getting the sense that the FBI had been tracking this suspect, or are you getting the sense that they perhaps
somehow missed this?
I can't answer that. I can't answer that, but I shouldn't. I'm gonna say it again, Aisha. We're giving the FBI and Homeland Security a reasonable amount of time to do their job. And by
Have you guys noticed pretty much, crimes like this, when you hear it, they always come out and say, yeah, the FBI, in fact, had perfect information on this guy. They've been tracking him. But then how did you not stop him? I mean, like you have grandmas, the FBI investigates grandmas and mothers who did not want, their children to be exposed to, the degeneracy in school, which they try to pass up as history. They secretly would have people's children go sit with, transformers, and these people came out there like they're against it. They get investigated. Right now, Pookie is somewhere. I mean, I can guarantee you he probably got arrested already, because he thought the crime in his head before he did it. The FBI caught him. They are able to catch Pookie even when he thinks about the crime. But the people they are tracking, they've been tracking them for a while. But in fact, when the FBI start tracking them, that's when they become they get more weapons. I mean, it's kind of fishy. If you were watching this guy, how did he have a truck full of IEDs, explosives, and was able to run so many people over? Then got out of his truck and, ended up being taken out in a shootout. And then the same FBI came out at first and refused to call it a terrorist attack. Are you putting two and two together? I mean, like, it could be incompetence. I don't know. But I refuse to believe that the FBI is that incompetent. From the movies I've watched and you've watched, they always win. They always catch the bad guy. But in real life, it doesn't seem that way these days. But let's go.
God, they're going to do their job, and they're going to catch these people.
Is the
and we're
FBI
going to know a whole lot more in the next 4 to 8 hours.
Senator, is the FBI being transparent with you?
You never know. You just never know what they're not telling us. But I know how to probe pretty hard and get the information. I'm not interested in placing blame or saying who was right or wrong. I just want to catch these sons of bitches who did this.
Yeah. There is an active manhunt.
The wokesters are probably going to be like, oh, we can't believe he just called these people SOB. What else would he call them? I mean, like, Olarisha, you're 100% correct. There is no way, like, this guy should have been able to do this from the information that are coming out. I mean, then what's the purpose of tracking the guy down? And this truck came from Mexico, like back in November. The truck got an ISIS flag. People should be asking the question, who rolled up the flag so that, it doesn't get noticed? Who rolled it up? And who is the person that drove the truck into the United States through the southern border? This is what Trump was saying. Like, they keep saying, oh, Trump is racist. Trump is like, there is so much danger coming through the southern border. He said the people that are coming in, they would make the criminals here like children. If you notice, the person comes in, hands over the truck, and they did further digging about the terrorist himself. They found out he donated, he's a donor to Act Blue, which the money goes to the Democrats, right? So all these people, they are coming up as people that donate to Act Blue. So that investigation should be easy for the FBI. That should be easy. And the guy is a military contractor as well. So it's crazy. All I said, they usually have barriers blocking the street. They weren't up. City council said they were getting ready to replace them, which is nonsense. I agree. Ola, I'm telling you that in itself is very fishy. And I would advise everyone from this point on, these public parades, street parades, when you go there, because times are not, people are deranged, people are crazy, people are going off the deep end. So they are using vehicles as weapons. So start paying attention when you go to these city parades that you've always known about, and you know that they would usually block the road with those metal plates that come up. And if it's not there, I would say leave. Leave. Because I see no reason why they wouldn't raise it up. Then the same, you guys remember it happened in Waukesha? I did that show here in Wisconsin. That was also around Christmas. And what did they say they forgot? They forgot to put the barriers up. And then coincidentally, every time they forget, that's when somehow somebody just smoothly who had plans, execute these plans. So pay attention to that. In fact, I have, I would say 2025, be amongst the people to avoid going to these crowded places. I do not go to these crowded places anymore. I have stopped a while ago. I have, because I don't trust it anymore. If somebody's not out there, doing a mass shooting, and it's happening in areas that you don't expect. So pay attention to that.
It sounds like right now for some of these, we don't know how many. We were told a range of suspects, perhaps 3 or 4. We know there's surveillance video out there showing some of these folks laying down IEDs around the French.
They think they're 3, maybe 4.
Okay.
I was disappointed early this morning. Someone with the FBI said very confidently there's no chance this is a terrorist attack. Well, they've taken that back, thank God. They were a little quick on the trigger. But we think now that there were probably 4, maybe 5 people involved.
Yeah. So let's be realistic here. Just you're a straight shooter. So shoot straight with the people of New Orleans and Louisiana right now. Governor Landry says that there will be a Sugar Bowl tomorrow afternoon, that he'll be there and it will be safe.
Yeah. So they have the Sugar Bowl going on in New Orleans. And, the governor is like, hey, we're not going to let this stop us. So I think the people of New Orleans, they're going to unite and hunt down, the remaining threat that's out there. But let's hear what Senator Kennedy has to say. I mean, this will bring the people together, because this is a threat against everyone. Pretty much every one of us in America. So pay attention.
Is that realistic right now, given the circumstances?
We decided to postpone it by 24 hours, one day. The governor made that decision. He's doing a great job. He's in charge here at the state level. And I want to be fair to our federal officials and give them a chance. But, you know, I sat there and watched a 21-year-old kid outsmart the entire Secret Service of the United States and almost kill a former president and soon-to-be current president.
Right.
And we still don't have information. And that's not going to happen this time. By God, it's not going to happen this time. I will chase these people like they stole my dog until we find out what went on here.
But I hope Senator Kennedy means it. This is the type of attitude you need. So clearly, it seems like they want to make New Orleans the target, because February, there's a lot of activities that are about to happen. Yeah, like Acadia said, Mardi Gras season is about to pop off in February. They got the Super Bowl. So, I mean, is it a coincidence? I don't think so. But here we go.
To be fair and work with them, and let's give them a chance to catch these guys
And just
or gals. One may have been a woman.
Is New Orleans safe tonight?
Yes, but we're still in the process of tightening up security. We're still in the process of doing everything that we possibly can. The governor's called out the National Guard. We've got more FBI coming. We've got Homeland Security people. We've got state troopers who've done an awesome job. We've got the NOPD. We're doing everything we can. But like I say, there's a lot of information out there. Some of it's accurate.
Okay. Well, we hope that you will continue to keep us apprised of what you learn there on the ground, and we appreciate you taking some time for us tonight.
All right. There, you've seen it and you heard it. And I hope you guys are, I wish you all a happy New Year 2025. But, this is bad news for some people. It didn't start out good. So, but hopefully, everything goes well from this point on. Let's, pray and wish well for the people of New Orleans and the people that are grieving. Let's pray for them too. I bet this is it's a sad start for the people, but hope is coming. All right, guys, I'll stop here and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.
Lend thy ears to the Afridamers. Pay attention to the Afridamers. The Jews are Ninke warrior. Naturalist his intelligence as a true professor. Solution to brainwash diseases. Sit back, relax, and hear the wisdom. Afridamers will heal your minds. Sit back, reflect, you'll find no objection. Afridamers will clear your doubts here. Always log on to the Afridamers. Lend thy ears to the Afridamers is the truth and no doubt. The